Hey guys, so it's Natasha and I want to do a 0 to 3 months essential for a baby. Now, I would really suggest if you're pregnant right now, you're in your second and third trimester, you get all of this stuff taken care of, because even, when you're in your third trimester, you can never predict when you're gonna be in labor. Like with me, when my son was in labor, we were planning the next week to get my breast pump, to get a few other things, and we didn't get to do that. So I had to get my breast pump because I had to be physically there to do it the day that I left the hospital. I wouldn't really suggest that. We also did not get we didn't get a specific size diaper. We got a different size diaper. We had like the big pack, and it was too big for my baby. So what I would suggest for the diaper is you get the newborn and you get a number 1. Don't open it. They are gonna give you a newborn size or a newborn or a number 1 in the hospital. If your baby fits in a newborn, take the newborn. And the one, you can always keep it and then reuse that. Use that when your baby grows. But if your baby doesn't fit in the newborn size, then you go to the number 1. So just don't open both. The hospital is going to provide you with diapers. So no need to bring that to the hospital. And so whichever size your baby fits in, and if it jumps, if your baby jumps from, being born to number 1, then just return or exchange the newborn size and then just get the number 1 size. So here we go. I'm either gonna try to insert pictures here, and if I can't, and if it's kind of, I can't find the specific ones that I have used, tried and tested, I'll just give you a link below. So I would say get a lot of rompers, onesies. Your baby grows in the first 6 months of their lives. They grow pretty fast. They grow significantly. When my son, about 5 months, he was already wearing 9-month clothing. He wasn't 5 months, he was 4 months. So I would suggest when you get the clothes, if you are getting brand new, try to get all different sizes and try to get about 5 to 10 different ones, a minimum, because when, and this is usually for a new mom. If you've had other babies before or anything, you probably won't be needing this, but this is for a new mom. The reason I suggest that you get a lot of clothes is because you're new and all that stuff, and there's going to be accidents. You and your baby aren't going to be completely 100% in sync. You're not going to know all the cues. You're not going to know what the cry is for. You're not going to know when they're going to do a number 1 and number 2. And sometimes accidents happen. The clothes will get dirty quick. So many times, so many days when my son was younger, I would go through 5 different outfits. 5 different outfits. Try to avoid buttons, the onesies that are buttons like here, because in this age, 0 to 3 months, in this age, you have to change the diaper about 10 times a day or more. And that can be really, really frustrating when you keep doing that. I would suggest you get the ones with the zipper. They might be a little bit pricier, and some of them are cuter with the buttons, but you know what? It really will save you time. Also, try to get buttons that are like metal. Don't get the button that it has a hole in one side and then you insert the plastic button on the other. There is a tendency that could fray and pop off, and you don't want your baby grabbing that, putting it in their mouth, or that falling and going and making your baby choke. So try to avoid that. Also try to get something with a footy, because they're brand new, they're new to the world, and their circulation isn't really 100% there yet. So you want to make sure that their body is covered. If they are born in the summertime, Maybe you don't really need that, but they still do get cold. My baby's already 7 months right now, and he's not a lightweight as he used to be when he was born, and I tried to let him take a nap with just a top with no bottom, and even with a blanket on, and his legs were still really cold. So I would still really suggest to have bottoms on and footies for them. But you know what, every baby is different, so just try it, and if your baby feels like it's too hot for their body, then you don't need that. But because if your baby also overheats, that can also cause them to get sick. So just make sure that they are comfortable, they are warm enough, and if it's hot out, maybe they're cool enough, just a good temperature, because they're still really trying to get acclimated. Next would be a baby bathtub with a newborn insert. That really helped me a lot, because you get a little bit worried, you get a lot worried actually, and when you're cleaning them, they get slippery, and that tub there, oh my god, the insert is beautiful. You put it on the top, and I just used a cup. I would use the cup. I would just use like water from the faucet when it heats up, and sometimes I'll use a rag, and what my husband would do sometimes is dip one of the rags in the hot water and just put it on top of the body here, and he loved it. But he was also he was born in a cold month, so that also kind of helped. But I think it still would have made him kind of cold, so that did help. This up next is gonna be up to you. Baby bottles. Try to get a good one, and the reason I say that is because we tried with the Tummy TP, and my baby was like struggling to get anything out. We switched to the Munchkin latch, and he loved it, and we still have Munchkin latch right now. And this is if in case you don't want to breastfeed, or if in case you're not really lactating enough and you have to supplement with formula. I unfortunately became one of those moms that wanted to do breastfeeding 100%. However, I was told by everybody, like when we went to our child birthing classes, the breastfeeding classes, everything's gonna come out normally, all this blah 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 blah. So I wasn't prepared, and I did not buy any bottle. I had to order them on Amazon, because it was just, anyway, I prefer to purchase it on Amazon, so I did that with the Munchkin latch. It was like the cheapest price ever. If someone would have told me that I should have just bought the bottles just to be prepared, and if I was breastfeeding 100% and did not need a bottle, I did not need to open that, and I could have just returned it or waited to use it when my baby would have been older, and like when they're a year old or something, and you want to try and do the bottle first before the sippy cup. Like, one of those, either you return it or you use it in a later date. A diaper genie and the refills. The diaper genie, we got 2 of those. One is in the 2nd floor, and the other one is in the 1st floor. It really helped. Actually, now that I think about it, I probably would have had more diaper genies, but I think 2 is fine. I can walk to another room and dump it in there. The great thing about a diaper genie is there was a time when, I forgot why, that we ran out of the refills, and I just used a regular garbage can, and I would just dump it there. Oh my god, the entire floor, 1st floor, which is like, our 1st floor is over 1,000 square feet. I think it's like 1,500 square feet. I'm not sure. But you can smell it till even rooms down. And when your baby is this young, they are going to do a number 2 so many times. This really does help. I also use the carbon filter that you insert there. I use that too. This is something you really do need. If you can endure the stench of that, then maybe you can put it in the garage or something, or like a garbage in the garage. But the problem with that is that your baby's gonna be left alone. You know what I mean? So, but these are just my suggestions. I'm not saying for you to go get it, but this, to me, from my experience, this did help. This is the holy grail for me, is my glider. You can get a glider or a swing or a rocker. This will give you a peace of mind. This will make you nap. This will make your baby nap. This will make your baby stop crying. This will help your baby. Like when he or she is done with everything, fed, clean, burped, those are the 3 musts. If your baby has done all those 3, you have about an hour and a half to 2 hours until the next time your baby is going to be either be fed, needed to be changed, and then after being fed, burped. So you have that time. But when you are stressing out in between, and because your baby's either crying out of their mind, they're blowing their heads off, like exploding with screaming, and when they are crying, it feels like nails inside your ears and your head. It is horrible. It is stressful, it is upsetting, it makes you angry, it makes you stressed out. Oh my God. So this will really give you peace of mind. It will actually give you time to go shower. It will actually give you time to go to the bathroom and relieve yourself, to actually eat, to take a nap. And you do really need to take care of yourself, because if you're not going to be healthy, no one's going to be able to take care of your baby. So make sure, I always suggest this, a play yard with a top insert. This has saved me so many times, because I did a regular or natural birth, and so I still had stitches, and I was still sore and bleeding for weeks, and I still didn't heal correctly after 2 months. So the play yard with the top insert, which I will link that down below. I did make a video of that with my Graco. The insert, because you don't have to bend all the way down, and because you're folding the cushion, it's thick. It was just perfect. And they're in a specific age that they do not, they don't roll over yet. They don't do a lot of things like grabbing and stuff. Their vision isn't very good. So they're perfectly fine in that insert. I forgot when my baby outgrew that. I think he outgrew that at age 3 months. Yeah, because he started to, he outgrew that around that time. You're gonna need a thin pad or a mattress topper, or what I actually use is the padding for my play yard. And that's for tummy time, because it's gonna be too hard to put them on the floor. To me, that's up to you. I don't feel comfortable doing it on the bed, and I don't feel comfortable doing it on the couch. So what I do, and what my husband does, because tummy time is for them, so that he has something to bond with, we use that the play yard insert. Next is baby Q-tips. This is kind of, you really do need to hunt this down, because it's kind of hard to get. It's not available everywhere, believe it or not. I thought it was, and I really was like, we don't need that. But my baby's nostrils are very, very small, and so they would get congestion a lot, because, they're new in the world, and their body's trying to protect them by making sure all the germs do not penetrate inside their body. So he would get a lot of boogers and snot when he cries and stuff like that. So that was really helpful, getting the baby Q-tips. If you can't find a baby Q-tip, you can also get one of those baby Q-tip or baby cotton swab. You can also get one of those, what is that, for the nails, the nail Q-tip. I'll link it down below. It's a kind of sharp, it's a cone-like Q-tip. Next is nail clippers for babies. This is really, really important, because even right now I have a scratch on my face, because I forgot to cut his nail at the time, and he doesn't, his motor skills aren't perfect, and so sometimes he tries to grab it, but he doesn't know that he's hurting me with his nails. And excuse me, baby nails are super sharp. So pay attention to that. And I still have a scratch right here. Yeah, right here. That's from my baby. Just right. He was just trying to grab my boob. He was just hungry, I think. And so I still have it right here. Baby lotion. Just so you know, if you don't know this, first 2 weeks of their life, they have a protective barrier on their skin, like a layer. And that is to help them survive the world, because they were in your womb, growing, being protected. So they need protection the first 2 weeks of their life. So when you do bathe them, it is just a sponge bath until their belly button comes off. So you don't wet the part where the belly button is, because you want it to dry off and fall off. So you don't put any lotion until they are over 12 weeks old. Because my baby was born around the fall, I didn't want my baby to have eczema or any kind of a skin rash or any skin issues. So as soon as he hit 2 weeks old, if I'm saying 12, I'm sorry, it's 2 weeks old. So as soon as he hit 2 weeks old, I was applying lotion every day. My baby, I have a lot of groups, like mom groups and breastfeeding groups, and there's so many moms that are having rashes on their baby's skin and having eczema. And the only thing that you really need is a good baby lotion that you prefer, like a whatever brand of lotion you want. I use the Aveeno. I think it's perfect. It's not too expensive, and the ingredients are really safe for them. So every day, or at least 2-3 times in a week, I put that all over their body, from scalp to the bottom of their feet. And his skin is perfectly fine. Next to that would be the Bumbo. Bumbo, if you put their baby in about between 1 to 2 months, this does help them get their neck to hold their head. My baby was in the Bumbo, let's see, when he was almost 3 months. It took him 2 days, literally 2 days, and he was able to hold his head by himself. So I think you can use the Bumbo at a younger age than that, but you really have to pay attention if they don't know how to hold their head yet, because then they're gonna suffocate. So if you want to put them in the, what I did, and when I introduced my baby to something new, it's a few minutes, 5 minutes or less, and I'm there 100% focused, and I give it a little bit more time the next day, and usually it takes him a few days to get adjusted to that new object or routine or activity. And as soon as he has adjusted to that, he likes it. The problem I have with the Bumbo is we have the original one, the old one, and my baby's got some thick thighs, so he goes in kind of difficult, but he comes out and it kind of hurts his thigh, and I didn't notice it till like a few weeks later. So that's unfortunate. So if you want to get the Bumbo, get the new and improved Bumbo. It is more expensive, but you can't really tell what your baby's thighs are going to be. And this one is actually adjustable, and not adjustable. It has an insert. So when they get bigger and their legs get thicker, you can just take the insert out when they get older. And I think maybe until a year old. I think a Bumbo is supposed to be until you're like 2 years old. No. Yeah, 2 years old for some babies or for some children, but not for everybody. Not my baby. Baby monitor. We chose one with a video, and it really does help. So the one that we have on the top of it, it has, it will light up the sound. So if he's just making sounds, it will like do a yellow green. If he is crying, like screaming, it will reach a certain point and it will turn red over here. And then the video is over here. There is a delay on it, about a few, like less than a second delay, but there is a delay. It does not need any Wi-Fi, I think. Yeah, it doesn't need any Wi-Fi. The problem I have with it is the camera doesn't do rotating 360, or it doesn't move at all. It has a stand to make it tilt going down, staying like a straight horizontal view, or going up, but you can't adjust it even more. It's just, those are the options. So that part I don't like, but that thing was like $200 and that's what you get. So if you're able to find something that's better than that, go ahead and do it. Next, I would suggest like a rash or diaper cream. I have used A&D. I have used Destin. My favorite is Derma E antiseptic cream. That's probably like the most expensive one, and it's not really being sold as a diaper rash. The A&D definitely is the cheapest one, but it is made out of petroleum. That was what was used in the hospital. So my husband bought like a tub, and the tub is less than $10. I will link that down below, don't worry. I still have that. I still even have the Destin. I still also, I would really prefer, I prefer actually the Derma E antiseptic cream. I know someone accused me of being like a spokesperson for Derma E and that they sponsor most of my videos. They do not. I don't even know if Derma E knows I exist. I just love their brand and I love their products. So if my baby has like some kind of rash, like the baby acne on his face, or he has a rash in between his thighs or something, I put the Derma E on there and it clears up in hours, or the latest is the next day or two. Let's see, how to prevent a diaper rash. If this is your baby's bottom or private area, this is very tedious and time consuming, and some people don't have the patience for it, but I would really suggest and I strongly advise to do due diligence and actually do this instead of just doing the abrasive wipe. So the way this was explained to me by a by a pediatrician, is the baby's skin is super, super thin and soft. So when you are wiping them, even when it's like this, like very gentle, you are literally peeling their skin off. That's why you get a diaper rash. And the more you do that, the more it's not going to heal because of that. So how I usually clean my baby is I dab it like this. If the baby wipe that you are using is kind of in the dry side, just put a little bit of water in it and just do this. You can even get a small spray bottle and just spray the area with just water, and just dab it with the baby wipe. You know, just dab, dab, dab until it's completely clean. When I didn't know that information, my baby was getting a diaper rash over and over again. And the only other times that my baby got a diaper rash from me was one time he was doing a number 2 and I didn't know his cue, and he just kept going. So I kept wiping. So it was getting abrasive because I thought it was just the one time and I didn't dab. And the other times where other family did it, they didn't dab, they wiped. So he got a diaper rash. So that's just the tip if you want to prevent the diaper rash. Also, just dab it. And if you already have an existing diaper rash, dab, 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 dab. As soon as you are perfectly content and you think it's completely clean, put the rash cream on there, whatever you would prefer. I would 100% suggest the Derma E antiseptic cream. It is more expensive than the A&D, but you need like very little. You apply it like a body lotion. So you don't like, the way my husband puts A&D, it's like he's putting whipped cream on a sundae. It's really super thick. But the way you put the Derma E on there is like you're putting in like an, let's just say like an ointment or like a body lotion. So you put like a very thin layer on there and put the diaper on there, and they're fine. I would also suggest a baby powder, especially in the hotter months. There are going to be certain parts of your baby's areas that maybe it's a little too hot, especially with a diaper. And they might get like bumps and rashes on there. Just try to put baby powder on there. Usually my baby's getting that from time to time. It's getting too hot for him. So what I would do is I would put the Derma E. I would clean it first, and I would put the Derma E on there. Just a very thin layer. I put the baby powder. And then the next time I change him would be in a couple hours probably. The rash would usually dissipate. But I would now just add the baby powder because the Derma E is already sunk in. You don't need to keep applying it every time. When it comes to like that kind of rash. But if it's a diaper rash and it's on their bottom, feel free to always keep using that until it disappears. Get yourself a baby wash and a baby lotion. I would suggest Aveeno. That's what I have. I have the biggest bottle. I think it's 18 fluid ounces. I got this when my baby was either just born or right before, and I haven't even bought a new one, and I use this so much. So it does last you a while. My baby has never had any kind of issues. I've used it on my hands, you know, like when I'm putting it on him and I'm touching it, then I've never had an issue with it. And I have very super sensitive skin, especially when I got pregnant, even postpartum. I still have very sensitive skin due to the hormones, and I haven't had an issue with it. So I really recommend that. Waterproof bibs, they are more expensive, but this is a lifesaver, because, you know, and I'm going to explain you why. Around this time, I think around 2 months, he started to drool. And I thought a rag would just be fine, but sometimes he will yank the rag off. So you can still use a microfiber rag. I would just insert it here, but try to get like 3 to 5 waterproof bibs. How you can tell is like in between the front and the back of the bib, it will have like a crinkling noise. The reason you want to get the specific bib and not just a cloth bib is so when they're drooling, it doesn't get them wet on their skin or their shirt, and you don't have to change them. So that's what I would suggest. Also, a teething mitt. Around that time, like 2 months, I think, that's when my baby would try to shove his whole mouth in here. Around, I think, almost 2 months, or around 2 month years old. 2 month old. So anyway, as I was saying, around 2 months, they're trying to discover their hands, and they put it in their mouth, and you kind of don't want their skin, because their skin to be soaked all the time due to it being super soft, super thin. I would suggest a teething mitt. Excuse me. I have, I think, the Nook teething mitt, and I don't see a big difference between the Nook and the Munchkin, and the Munchkin is a lot more expensive than that. So I would suggest that. So these are the essentials that really, really help me out between my baby at 0 years old up to 3 months. And I really, really hope someone out there, and like my list or the things that I think are needed and what I actually used all the time, that this really helped you out. I forgot to add that get a baby blanket. This is for after their bath, because after their bath, when you're trying to put the lotion on, before you put their clothes on, you can put the blanket down. Even if you don't want to get a baby blanket, you want to get like a standard or twin blanket, you want to fold it up. But the baby blanket is just very convenient. But either way, it doesn't matter. But a small blanket, a baby blanket, a twin, or a standard size blanket, you can fold it up. So when you dry your baby, when you towel dry, you put them on their crib or wherever you're going to put the lotion and the clothes on. I would suggest you put them on there, and make sure you put the diaper in right away. And even if you're not sealing the diaper right away, make sure it's under there. So in case they do number 1 or number 2, it's not going to go on your blanket. And then you put the blanket over them, you know, you rub the lotion in specific spots in their body, and until you're done there, they're not going to be freezing, because they will be cold. They will be cold from the time you take them out of the bath to before you put the clothes on. And to me, it was actually really kind of stressful. And I remember when my husband would also like bathe him with me, he would just go like, oh my God, he's like shivering, his jaw is chattering, and you know, like he would get a little scared. So I would suggest just get a blanket. It'll give you a peace of mind, and make sure that your baby isn't really getting cold. And we were just also kind of worried that, you know, it would catch a cold, and then it would progress to like a fever or flu, and then pneumonia. Like, you know, you think of the worst. So anyway, So that's it. I really hope that this helped someone out there that is probably going out of their mind, ripping their hair out, all that stuff. So if you have any questions, comments, you want to share your experiences with me as well, maybe there's some other ones that you thought were essential that I didn't think were essential, or I didn't add, or might have forgotten to add, feel free to do that down below. I forgot to add one thing. Changing pad. Changing pad. It doesn't matter if it's a thick one or just one of those changing pad. One side is waterproof and the other side is made out of bamboo. That's the one that I have. Because to me, I like changing my baby on the couch or on my bed. I'm having a hard time changing him on his bed. We never got a changing table, and I'm really glad that we didn't, because he would have outgrown it in 3 to 4 months old. So that's why it's not in my essential. Just that changing pad, and I think it's a 3-pack, and it's really cheap, and it's really, really nice. So I would suggest that. Okay, so thank you guys for stopping by, and I hope that this helps someone out there. And I hope you watch my other videos too. Thank you. Bye. Thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you hit the like button, the subscribe button, as well as the bell, so you'll be notified every time I do have a new video uploaded. There should be links over here in regards to a few of my other videos, and I hope you do watch those as well. Thank you. Bye.